Welcome Home Radio Podcast. Are you looking to buy or sell your home? Our team is here with answers to guide you through the buying and selling process. We encourage you to ask questions. Please comment on this show or visit us at welcomehomeradio.net for more information. Bringing real estate, lending, and education together in one place, and to help you make the right home decision for you and your family.
And welcome to Welcome Home Radio, where real estate lending and learning come together. It is September 10th, and I just want to say a happy birthday week to my wife out there. Awesome time. I'm sorry you had 21 years of marriage with me, but, we're going to enjoy your birthday and celebrate you. Hello, Jeff. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing very well. Thank you.
Thank you. And I do want to share something before we get started into your turn to ask. Something that's become an epidemic here in North Texas that I have had to experience recently. And in finding about pests and bees and so forth, we normally see bees around, and I always assumed, but I was mowing my lawn, enjoying that time, getting that done, and I evidently got into, I thought, a beehive or something very aggressive. Come to find out, it's not bees, but we in North Texas have had an infestation of German yellow jackets, and they are very aggressive to anybody disturbing. Vibration causes them, and they come out in the heat of the day. They're very dormant during nighttime or cool weather, but had them in my yard and had to get them eradicated, taken out, a rather large hive. But they get into wood, and dealing with homes, dealing with barns, garages, anything dealing with wood where they can burrow in and create a hive inside walls, inside fences. Thank goodness this was in our backyard, our backside of our fence. Not an issue with our house, but just an experience. And they can be aggressive with children, with adults. I got stung 10 to 15 times. Not a fun time, but just be careful out there. Be aware of it. I think it's important. So anything to add to that, Jeff?
Especially for small children and pets, that can be scary because young children can be harmed. So, I'm glad you were okay. You still had to get a little medical attention, didn't you? So
I was not going to sleep comfortably if I didn't go to the ER to find out what's going on.
So that's scary. And you're 6'2", 6'3", aren't you? So, for a small child or small pets, that can really, really be scary. So, it's good that you're sharing that with everyone for sure.
Exactly right. It can be, and just want to make sure you're aware of it and that you need to do something about it, because we left it, it happened a week and a half ago, and in 1 week from the time I got stung to growth and finally getting a pest control person out there to do it, they say they literally can double the size in a simple time, because the queen creates the hive through chewing of the wood and the bark and the saliva, and then planting of larvae, and then the growth of these infantry attack wasps can really be a challenge. So they were very aggressive when he was out there, an expert. He still got even stung. So just be aware of it. We have it, and it's growing here in North Texas. It was South Texas being one of the larger areas for it, but it's coming up north. And so they have said their business has doubled and tripled in just the short period of time of July, August, and September. So, okay, on with our show.
Glad you're okay.
Yes, we're fine. Our backyard is safe now. We're still on the series of Your Turn to Ask. We continue to get some great questions. Thank you so much for those. We're going to go into and to give you a quick overview. In the last 4 days in the market, interest rates have dropped almost 1.5 full, 150 bips, as it's called. And so that's definitely affected and targeted due to the potential rate cuts that have happened. They don't follow the Fed rate, but what the Fed does help try to do is they try to control unemployment and inflation. Well, ever since President Trump got rid of the BLS director, suddenly BLS jobs report is a little staggering to them. In fact, expected to be 128,000 jobs created last month. The jobs report came in at 22,000 jobs. So quite an impact since last week's report. People are start talking about they're going to cut 4 times, and what that really means is they're going to cut 100 bips. A cut time is they're counting as a quarter, so they could cut 4 times or 100 bips between now and the end of the year. The market has definitely reacted. Bonds have definitely gotten better. So guess what happens when rates improve? More people jump into the market. More people jump into buying mode. We've had more homes for sales than buyers. Homes are sitting on the market longer. So with this change, with this challenge, and both ADP and BLS job report last week were weak, I think a lot more cuts are going to happen here shorter term, and it could be a 50-bit cut this September, which is the 16th. So want to go over some questions that came in, especially from sellers. Sellers have been putting their homes on the market. Sellers want to understand. So first one, WHR, Welcome Home Radio. How long will it take to sell my home? Well, that's a great question. A realtor should be able to ask. A realtor should understand the market geographically where you're at. And it all depends on the price and the condition and the demand in the area. A lot of people are overpricing homes. That's why they're sitting. And now we're seeing people dropping prices. If a home is priced accurately, they are moving. If a home is overpriced, buyers are waiting. So well-priced homes, move-in ready, will sell fast. But homes that are priced as is or not quite up to date, they may need some challenges. They may need some, compensation. You need to set expectations with the realtor. What's the market in that local area? Because high density cities are going to have more chances than country or suburban. Jeff, what do you think? Jeff, what do you think? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Jeff, are you there? Jeff, can you hear me?
Uh-oh. I'm with you, but you just started bouncing a little bit and sketching there. But you're exactly right. You were breaking up, but you're exactly right. The first thought I had when we had this question was, well, what we're seeing and hearing from most of our realtor clients is folks just don't listen typically as far as what they should put their house in the market for. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Hello, Blair. I'm here. I
can hear you.
All right. So we have a very bad delay, it seems, and you are breaking up.
I'm not talking. Mark, what do you think? What is it, me or him?
I got you there, but are you listening to me? We're having technical issues this morning. Hang on here. I am. I'm trying to talk. You are blazing out. Hello, Mr. Producer. All right. So anyway, there, I heard you then. All right. So what you were talking about is, I'm assuming I can be heard because I can hear myself and I'm moving on the screen. So now we're reconnecting. All right. So what we're talking about is your first point is where I was headed. Yes. What's typically happening is when folks are putting their houses on the market right now, they're wanting the agent to list them high, 25, 30, 50 grand more than what their representative that they have chosen to represent them is telling them. And I think some of that is a reflection of those who years ago also paid 20 to 50,000 over list price to get their contract accepted. They're expecting that sell to clear that money back. And it's just not there right now, folks. The market, it's not that the housing and the property values aren't continuing to increase. They are. It's not as quick as it was 4 years ago, but they are increasing. But the point is, it's not catching up with the price that you feel like your house should sell for. And I think that's what's happening quite a bit. And it takes folks to have it on the market for a little while. And then they come back to their agent and said, okay, you're right. We might have this a little bit high because there's no activity. Or they come to their agent and say, why aren't we getting showings? Why isn't there activity? And the agent says, I kind of told you, I did what you asked me to, but I recommended you put it at XYZ price. Not at 570. I told you 520 is going to get attention if you need to move. And that's really where it's about. Where it's at. Excuse me.
Do you think that homes with this buyer explosion, with potential rates getting better, more buyers jump in the market, there will be competition happening? Is that correct?
Oh, I think there will be, but I just, is it going to be everybody's lined up all the buyers are lined up on the diving board, ready to just all plunge in around the side of the pool at one time? No, I think they're still going to be coming in quickly, but it's not going to be just a flood. I don't feel like. Yeah. I think we'll have a flood of refinances very quickly when the rates drop, for sure. But I think the buyers are still, we better, but I think the buyers will still be cautious because I don't think it's going to be that tremendous of a drop. Now, I could be totally wrong on that. Obviously, we're all just watching and waiting and seeing. But that's where I think it stands a lot of times right now with expectations from sellers.
So the same questionnaire, same person asking extended on this says, do I list as is or do I make updates? Well, of course, improvements to the home, fresh paint, landscaping, decluttering are often strong steps or strong measures, but major renovations may not be necessary. But we need to ask a professional realtor what their eyes are seeing, what are up to date, because what your pricing may be and a redo, or somebody's going to have to redo a kitchen or a bathroom or something, they're going to take that into consideration. So we have to take a buyer's view of it. But what is your take on as is, or do I need to do the work? Of course, if you do the work, the investment, you're going to get money back on it. You're going to sell quicker because it's a ready home in. The only problem is some people may not like what you did, and it may discontent that or stop them from buying. So that's a great question. What is your thoughts?
Well, first and foremost, with all my clients, as far as the professional realtors that I know, it's clean it up, get everything cleaned up, get everything put away. Then let's see how it looks. I think if you have definite damage to something, you might want to repair that. But I'm totally on board with an aspect of where you put it. I would rather not spend that money. I'm not going to get 100% of it back, no matter what. I'm not going to get 100% of it back. But unless something's damaged or looks really bad, I would rather come in on the buyer side and say, this is a great house. It's not perfect on the color or what I want, but you said it. I'd rather pick the color, because even if you made something, put the old lipstick on a pig aspect, or not that anybody's house is a pig, but even if you put some fresh paint and do some things, I might come in and go, that looks nice and fresh, but I don't like that color. So I want to change the color. So in my mind, as long as nothing's supremely damaged, fix anything damaged, clean it all up, make it look good. But then you may just be ready to have an allowance for a paint job. If that's something it really needs, I'm just using a basic or some carpet. Maybe repair it, maybe replace it if it's that bad. So that could turn people away, or if there's a smell in it or something. But otherwise, I'd say just be ready to give an allowance so the buyer can put their taste, their flair into their new home, and that'll make them more excited. I feel like a lot of times.
I feel one aspect of this is always curb appeal, being landscaping, making sure the yard, the landscaping is up to snuff in the sense of it's a welcome. because if you start having problems right at the landscaping level, walking in the door, I'm already a critical eye on everything else. But if I have a good feel for outside the home, the gutters aren't full of leaves and the yard is mowed and edged, and it immediately allows me to look at things a little bit lighter. So I think one of the best things is, yes, as is definitely going to be, it's with a lot of buyers coming on possibly and not investing, but just one of the simple things you can do is landscaping. And it doesn't take a lot for you to do that. Or if you're not into that, then paying somebody for that. So, and then finally, this person also asked, what can I do to attract more buyers? Well, the realtor should know great photos, competitive pricing, all are essential. Strong line exposure on online, being aware, but staging the home and that curb appeal. One of the things that I just think, again, is welcoming is that outdoor look. One of the things I hate about neighborhood is there's some yards that I can't even walk under the trees because I have to duck. I hate that. Any tree should be trimmed to 7 feet or higher in my book. If I have to duck, you're not taking care of the trees. That's my personal taste. But to attract more buyers, one, you need to be prepared. I mean, one of the outside the box thinking, be prepared to be able to pay for that buyer's realtor. Be prepared for the realtor cost, maybe, or have an incentive, closing cost. I mean, these sorts of things can help get some attention where you may not have before. What are your thoughts?
I mean, first and foremost, paying both sides, both agents' commissions will absolutely make a difference. But I think when you're thinking about how to attract more buyers, I think it's more about pick the right agent for you, because different agents have different marketing concepts, different ideas, different ways that they want to pursue selling your home, because they want to help you sell your home without a doubt. That's their job. That's why you hired them. So if you interview more than one, just make sure you listen to their marketing ideas. I think that's one of the biggest aspects, because that person is getting paid to sell your home. So they better have a plan, and they should have multiple plans that might find one that suits you the best. That's one of the first things I think when you sit down and start interviewing a real estate agent. In general, though, I do believe there's so many different ideas of, especially within open houses and drawing attention to your open house in your neighborhood. That's a way through open houses to really start bringing some people in. I'll tell you, I was actually at a real estate conference week before last, Blair, and it happens to be the largest real estate trainer in the nation. Was hosting. Well, I can go ahead and say it was Mr. Tom Ferry. One of the ideas that a top producing agent from another state is doing, and here's something, and there's some goofy ones, and they are holding open houses in the backyard. She's bringing in just a few, but she's having a pet adoption come in, and they're there in the backyard. People are hanging out a little longer. People are enjoying. Their kids are having something to do. And guess what? People are walk away with adopted puppies or getting puppies for their new homes. So, but that's really helping her to draw attention in her listings. I mean, there's just, some of the most simplest things sometimes of the question was attract more buyers. Well, you've got something fun going on at your house during that open house. That's going to attract more buyers. So I don't know. That's just one example of something, but I was like, wow, that's a genius idea. Because it is a home. It is where you're going to raise your family. If you have kids, it just makes the whole day a little more fun.
Do you think a car wash would work as well?
It's very possible, but are they going to? I guess you got to think about your HOA and what there are certain things and guidelines, but I guarantee it would certainly draw more attention. So you never know. There's just a ton of ways. But again, I think that's the biggest part of finding a real estate agent you connect with and understanding your wants and needs and making sure, because they're going to ask you a lot of questions about your plans. How quick do you need to move? That's even with the listing price where he talked about. How quick do you need to move? Well, that tells you, how long it's going to take you to sell your home. You list it high, it's going to take you longer. If you need to get going, get it down there where you can handle it, where you can financially achieve to accomplish your goals. That's the bottom line to it.
There you go. Good advice. Wonderful advice. We're sorry for the technical difficulties. Keep the questions coming at welcomehomeradio.net. Please find us there. Again, our producer was letting us know today, this is episode 277. Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
And Tom wasn't here. He is actively with his family at this time, doing some special agenda items for his life as well. And Jeff, I didn't let y'all know, but come next show, I'll have my 6th grandchild by that.
Ooh, holy cow.
Yep. Grandma's going down and going to be there for it and everything, but we're real excited. Our 6th. I just find
That's
that hard,
amazing.
but exciting. So guys, again, thank you so much for your time. Keep the questions coming. Again, like us, share us, let people know we're out there. We're here for you. We're here to help you get to clear to close, CTC. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. God bless.
Welcome Home Radio production provided by Lunatic Digital. Check to listen to this podcast for the links to our sponsors. And don't forget to like, share, and follow us on social media. Visit welcomehomeradio.net for more information. This was a Lunatic Digital production. Visit lunaticdigital.com for all your digital needs.